Yes, yes, it's the Heat, SiriusXM. I'm Mina SayWhat. Got the hot girl in the building. Can we talk about it? Megan the Stallion. Yes, yes.
I'm in here
Listen, it's the Houston Hottie.
with the hot
Megan,
body.
the hot body with the body yaddy yaddy and all
Yada
of
yada
that.
yada yada yada.
Megan, listen, Megan's been thriving in this pandemic, Megan. We got to run down the numbers. You know, you're cover of GQ. You've been named one of Time's 100 most influential people. You got this Fashion Nova line. You're an ambassador for Revlon. You got covers on covers on covers. Thank you so much, Megan, for joining us, and congratulations on an amazing year, girl.
Thank you so much. Like I can't even believe we here. I can't
Right.
think like this in quarantine. That's crazy.
Seriously. And you have really done your thing in quarantine, and you've set yourself up for such an amazing first album. Like, did you see yourself being in this space right now with the setup that you have?
I had everything planned out in my head, right? And I'm like, everything sounds good in your head until like you
Right.
have to actually start like executing it and going about it. And I'm like, okay, we doing it, we surviving. I made it.
Right.
So like just to be here and good news be out, I'm like, oh my gosh, because I've been through so much this year. Everybody has been through so much this year.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? The title of this album has to be good news because we need to hear some good news. Like, I wanted to look online and see good news trending. Good news is number one. Everybody's talking about good news. Everybody's listening to good news
Right.
coming from Megan Thee Stallion.
You know, I thought it was genius when I saw the cover, and even have you, even like your background now, you have, you know, all these newspaper covers in the background. That's really just really been indicative of what your year has been. You've
Hmm.
been in the news constantly. Like when you look at it, it's an obvious cover and it's an obvious news, but I'm sure you really at one point were like, what am I gonna name this album? When did
Because
you
I did not know.
decide? Right. When did you decide like this is gonna be it? This is it.
Just the more and more things continue to happen to me, around me, I'm like, you know what? I'm tired of hearing bad news.
Talk about
We
it.
need some good news. So
Yes.
I'm like, you know what? This album has to be good news. And now everybody love good news.
Right. Yes, girl. And you look
Normalize good
amazing.
news.
Thank you. And then the cover, how did you come up with the cover, girl? Because your body is good news in itself. I was like, wow.
I mean, just get up there and pose.
Yeah.
Like I
But
knew.
you're wrapped in the news. Like, is that symbolic?
I mean, it's just me telling you that I'm bringing you the good news. Like, oh my gosh, Megan is good news.
Right, right. So can you talk about some of the highlights of the year? Because you know we read a lot, but a lot of amazing things have happened for you, and I literally just named a whole bunch of them. But personally, like, what have been the biggest moments for you this year?
One of the biggest moments for me was being able to do the Don't Stop Scholarship for the women of color because I am a woman of color and I am going to school. And I remember what it felt like when I first got to school. And I'm like, damn, how am I going to pay for this? Because my mama said she's not paying for this. So,
Right, ditto.
she said she's not paying for this. So just to be in a position to be able to help other women pursue their education, I felt really, really good about that. So I was super proud of that moment.
So I was reading an article where you said something that really hit me. You said, you know, normally people don't check on strong women. You know, they just kind of they assume we're good, you know,
Yeah.
and because we take care of other people, but a lot of people don't come and check up on us. You have had the epitome of a strong year, girl. How did you hold on to that? Because you're right. You were preaching. People don't check up on strong people.
And it's because you just see them be so strong all the time and you see them being tough and you that's just the face that they always have. So you just naturally assume, let me go tell them what's wrong with me because I know they'll be able to help me, not realizing that you pouring that energy into them.
Right.
Oh, I don't have to call them because I know she's good. Um, you just always assume that somebody is good because that's what you always see them as.
Right.
So when I am going through something, a lot of the times I don't have a lot of people that'll call me and check on me. Like my grandmother calls me and checks on me because she knows. But like my friends, they'll I had to have a sit down with them. Like, look, I know I'm tough, y'all, but look, y'all better call me because
Right.
I've been here going through it. And
Right.
it's not even that I need you to give me advice. It's just that I need you to listen. Like, just because I'm listening to you. So just give me the opportunity to tell you how I feel sometimes. And sometimes strong people are embarrassed to say what's going on with them. They don't want to say what's on their mind. They don't want to feel weak. So just even just a simple "How are you?" A pat on the back, a hug. It just goes such a long way.
Right. Yes, yes, it's the Heat, Sirius XM. You're in Mina's house. Mina Say What? Megan Thee Stallion. Good news is out right now. So Megan, so I remember driving up to Syracuse around March, and you had dropped Sugar,
Mhm.
and the lead up to Sugar was more so like we thought it was going to be your album, but then it ended up being a mixtape. Talk about what happened behind the scenes with that.
So I was going through something crazy with my label. And they tried to stop me from putting out music, period. So in my head, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to hurry up and put out music before they tell me I can't put out anything. So it was gonna be an album. Um, but I had to hurry up and put together what I had already recorded just so I could have the hotties like held over until I was able to drop music again.
Mm.
But the Lord worked in my favor.
Hello, we seen it.
In my favor. I got Savage off with that one, and now look at us, Grammy nominated with some music that I didn't even think was gonna be able to come out. So
Look at that.
I'm so happy about that.
And one of my favorites is Ain't Equal. So this was like, hello, that is my song, girl. So it really set you up, for this drop. So shout out to you, girl. Let's talk about the drop. GQ has named you Rapper of the Year. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How do you feel about that? Like, do you feel like the Rapper of the Year? How does that title sit on you?
um, I'm very appreciative because I feel like I have been rapping my ass off. But I mean, I don't know. I just feel appreciative because just for somebody to acknowledge me for my hard work, I'm always like, thank you so much. I am doing it for the hotties. I'm doing it for the fans. I'm doing it to make them proud. So when they get the opportunity to be proud of me, I'm always super happy about that. So I very much appreciate that,
You
especially
are
being
the
a
Rapper of the
woman.
Year.
And it's me. It's Megan Thee Stallion. It's a whole lady. So like I feel like I be just representing for the ladies every time something good happens.
Absolutely. Let's talk about the ladies real quick. So I heard that you got Beyonce and Jay-Z on the text. Like you're like, yo, what's good, B? Good morning.
Good
A
morning.
little happy emoji.
No, but like they are just they know how much they mean to me. Like even before I knew them, just being a fan, I'm like, Beyonce just knows that she is the standard. And to have somebody like her always encouraging me and somebody like Jay always giving me those words of inspiration, words of encouragement, those keep going, keep pushing, that advice from time to time. Like I feel like I must be doing something right because the people that I would have been the only people that I would have been asking in the first place for the advice is actually voluntarily giving it to me and voluntarily, hyping me up. So I feel real good about that.
Girl, I would feel good too. It's Jay-Z and Beyonce. So the album, track one, Shots Fired. The
Mhm.
second that the album dropped, it sprung up to number one. Why did you feel like you wanted to really start off with that on the album?
Cause it's like, okay, let's address the BS before we even get to the rest of this good news. Like
Mm,
I noticed what I need to do. Let me just go ahead and set the tone. Let y'all know I'm a rapper. Let y'all know I go hard. I said what I said. I meant it. That's that. Now let's get to the music. Like let's get to the good news.
right. Put the BS back there and let's move on
Yeah.
to all these
Now let's move
amazing
on.
features and the
Yeah.
album
Let's get
and
to the music. 'Cause
right.
at the end of the day, I know in my personal life I go through drama, but I'm resilient. I'm strong. I don't quit, and I feel like my music definitely represents that. So boom, you heard that. Now you ready to get to this real hot girl shit.
Right, right. So we got Beyonce, Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, and you ain't even dropped your first album yet. Like, like the bar,
I had to drop the album after that.
right? So what is next? Like, what is that next big feature? You got SZA on the album. We're gonna talk about that song. You got the City Girls on here. You got the Young Thugs. You got the list of people on the album. But who is next? Because those names right there, I don't know anybody else who got all of that lined up before the first album. Let's talk about it.
Like all the artists that I've collaborated with are just amazing, and I feel like all of them are huge. All of them make such good music. The next person that I would love to collaborate with is Rihanna. We gonna pray that she get back in the studio
Yes.
because I really want that. But I super appreciate everybody that has made music with me because I really love music, and I blast all the songs all the time. Like I'm fans of everybody I made music with. So shout out to all of them.
And we gonna put that out in the world. Bad gal Riri, we know you listen to the heat. We know. We hope you listening to this.
Riri, come on.
All right, so I'm gonna play the SZA song, and then we're gonna talk about it because this is my favorite song off the album.
Okay.
We're already playing it, so introduce, Freaky right now, Megan. Let's get into it.
What's up? It's Megan Stallion, aka the Hot Girl Coach, and right now you about to check out my new song, Freaky Girls, off my new album, Good News.
That. So this SZA song, I am obsessed. I love it. I mean, we're playing it already. I mean, it's obvious why you would want to collaborate with SZA, but how did this specific song really come about?
So I'm listening to music, right? I'm just laying down, trying to figure out what I want to do next while I'm writing the album. And I called Juicy J and I'm like, Juicy, I need you to flip Freak Like Me right now. And he's like, bet, I got you, Verse Killer. That's going to be hard. So
wait, he calls you Verse Killer?
He calls me Verse Killer. The first time Juicy ever met me, I came in the studio, I knocked out 3 verses back to back to back to back. And he's like, wow, I can't believe you. You the Verse Killer. I'm like, yeah, I know. So he calls me Verse Killer, and he sent the beat right back. I wrote my verses, and I'm like, you know what? There's nobody else I would rather have on this song sing but SZA.
Right.
So I called SZA, and I'm like, pull up on me at the studio. Help.
Right. And she came through. SOS.
Hot girl shit. Help. So she came, she pulled up, she recorded the hook, and it was just history from there. And we had been recorded this song. Like we already had this song. The only thing that's different about it now, she added like a few ad libs under my verses. But other than that, like we've been sitting on the song ready for when would be the perfect time to drop it. And I'm like, this is an album song. I know everybody's gonna love it. And they do. It's so great.
We love it. We also love body, yaddy, 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 yaddy. Listen, body, yaddy, yaddy, hey. But look, you got the bodies in this video. Taraji P, Black China, Jordan Woods, my girl, Malibu Mitch. Shouts to Malibu.
Shout out to Malibu.
Hey, girl. Bernice Burgos. Obviously, all these ladies got bodies, but why these specific ladies? Because you can find bodies anywhere. But why these ladies?
These are ladies that I know personally. And I always like to shine light on the women in my life. And I always like to get them their flowers while we can. And if I feel like you fire, I feel like I gotta show the world how fire you are too. Like, so Malibu is my petite friend. Like, her body is so banging. She look like, I don't know, she just looks so exotic. And I'm like, Malibu, the people gotta see you. So it's not that she's not getting seen already, but I felt like this video was gonna be so popping. I had to have Malibu in the video. Taraji is like just such a strong Black woman role model, and I've always thought she was so fire, and she looks so good. So I had to just show the world. Do y'all? I know y'all know Taraji fire, but do y'all really know how fire Taraji is?
Right.
Like, come get a little ratchet too, like.
Right. I wanted to ask, how was she like on set? Was she twerking and dropping it? Like, what were we doing?
Man, Taraji is crazy. Like, she is so much fun. She is just like me. Like, Taraji might be the OG hot girl. Like,
yes,
because she was turned. Like, I loved it. She was so much fun. We had a great time on that set.
Yeah. All right. Before we go, you're still in school, right? When are we looking at graduation? What's the GPA looking like? What are we doing there? Okay.
We're supposed to be graduating 2021.
Okay.
I wish we could have the latest graduation party. We're going to see if COVID going to allow us to go outside, because everybody, all the hotties is invited.
Yes. And what's the GPA? What's the major? What's the status on that? Are we there yet?
No, I'm feeling like my major is healthcare administration, and right now my GPA is a 3.0.
That's right. You better get it 3.0, Hottie. Megan Stallion, thank you so much for joining us. It's the Heat, SiriusXM. Good news out right now. I'm Mina SayWhat. Thank you for listening.